What is the impact of the coronavirus on real estate investments here in Nashville, Tennessee? In this very short time, it's already been huge. That's what we're talking about today. If you are an investor or thinking about becoming a real estate investor, then you really need to listen. I'll see you on the other side. It's only been a couple weeks and we are already seeing an immense impact on the real estate market, especially the investor real estate market here in Nashville. I am Susan Thetford with Parks Properties and a Nashville native. On this channel, we talk about all things related to Nashville and real estate. If that's of interest, I invite you to subscribe to this channel, tap that bell, so that you can be notified every time a new video drops, which is weekly. I'd hate to have you miss anything. Here in the US, we are just now seeing coronavirus outbreaks in our communities, but already we're seeing investment impacted vastly from it. Impact number one, and by far the most significant as far as investors go, is interest rates are historically low. The all-time low since we've ever been keeping track of real estate mortgage rates, and that's back in the early 70s with Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae. So why is that so great for real estate investors? Oh my gosh, let's count the 5-way. Now is the perfect, best ever time to refinance properties that cash flowed in the past. If they did that, they'll really cash flow now. Maybe you can free up some of that money when you refinance and buy even more rental properties, buy more investment properties. Impact number two, if you are a real estate flipper, where you buy property and then you remodel and then you put it back on the market, or renovators, you put it back on the market, your interest costs are even lower now. Not only do you have a larger market, because those who want to buy will be more likely to be able to buy with the lower interest rates, but it also costs you less money to do that renovation work and to hold the interest charges. Impact of coronavirus for real estate investors number 3. The stock market has dropped so fast because investors have left the volatility of the stock market to find safer investments, treasury bonds and real estate typically. With that said, you as an investor might be able to find less expensive money to purchase properties. Rather than going to the typical bank lender to find it with hard money, you may be able to find an investor who has left the volatility of the stock market and they want to move their money into safer long-term real estate holdings. Your costs will be less to purchase, to hold will be less, and meaning you have more profit and better cash flow. But wait, there's even more. Number 4, for how the coronavirus is benefiting real estate investors, making this the best market in recent history, like 30 years, is that construction and labor costs are dramatically rising. The ability to access construction materials has been hindered since as much as 30% of the materials go into building homes come from China. I did a great video last week on the impact for all of housing in Nashville and the country due to the coronavirus, and our recent tornado also has a massive impact, where we talk about how this construction relationship to China is so impactful. I'll put that in the description box below. Take a look. Chinese factories are either on vastly slower schedules or completely shut down. Edsel Charles of our Market Watch, which is a national corporation, has been saying for the last several years that the United States is at an all-time low for housing inventory. Huge need. There just isn't enough housing for demand. Now, why is this slowdown for builders so good for real estate investors? Impact number 5. If you are an investor who has been holding real estate investments for a long time, it may be the perfect time to become more liquid. Change your portfolio as you're maturing, and that's what's going on with many of my investor customers. This is an amazing opportunity to get top dollar for those real estate investments. More buyers can buy because of the lower interest rates. There is less competition from new construction, and very little inventory. And additionally, institutional buyers, what we're calling iBuyers, are out in droves, buying and holding for both short-term flips and long-term holdings. I have another great video explaining more about iBuyers, who they are and what they're looking for. I'll put that in the description box below as well. I think it'll be of value. A pro tip for you investors or those thinking of moving into real estate investment, when we talk about the inventory being historically low and competition really high, that is specifically talking about prices in the affordable housing price point. Keep your investments at or about the median price for homes in your specific market to see the biggest increases in your investment value and the demand stays high. If you're holding rental properties especially, when you go much higher than that median level, your competition rises dramatically and the rental pool drops. Now, there is one negative impact of the coronavirus for a segment of real estate investors who are Airbnb investors. With moratoriums on travel, short-term rental people, Airbnb's income for their homeowners is lowering dramatically. If your real estate holdings only cash flow based on Airbnb production, you will be seeing cancellations right and left. The Airbnb system actually announced yesterday that they would not be holding people to their contracts. We are now seeing peak season coming with the spring and then the longer summer vacation travel times around the country. Here in Nashville, our NCAA basketball tournament was canceled last night. The NHL Predators hockey season was suspended indefinitely, and loads of concerts and parades have been canceled around St. Patrick's. Obviously, short-term rental Airbnb cash flow for investors is going to slow down, and they're going to feel that pain. With all the real estate investors may well find Airbnb owners panicking and trying to sell their properties below market. So that does create an opportunity for more real estate investors. In either case, real estate investment may want to look into turning those Airbnb properties into long-term rental properties. It's just my suggestion. Hey, if you are liking this video, please go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell. Great information. It's always very timely. I don't want you to miss out. So 5 huge reasons that there has never been a better time to be a real estate investor because of the coronavirus impact on real estate here in Nashville and across the country. Sadly, there is one negative side. Short-term rental properties will be feeling the pain for a while, but that does create opportunity for other real estate investors.